Hello, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a little bit of a comparison between using my iPhone and the GoPro Hero 9 Black as a bit of a vlogging camera. Because one thing that I want to do more of is airsofty vloggy bits, either if I'm going to a shop or if I'm at a site, and recording more around the gameplay as opposed to just the gameplay. Now, I know that I did a GoPro comparison and my results were not that favourable for the GoPro Hero Black 9, but with all that being said, I'm finding it difficult to return it because I feel like there's part of it which must just be, I don't know, it must still be okay to some extent. So I figured, you know what, if I'm gonna be doing, you know, a vlog at a site or something like that, I'm either going to be using my GoPro Hero 9 Black or I'll use my iPhone. Now, if my iPhone is naff compared to this, then I'll use the GoPro. If the iPhone is kind of comparable or better, then it'll be the iPhone that I'll use. So the first part of this test is using the GoPro Hero 9 Black. The settings that we're using, 5K, 24 frames a second on the wide lens setting, because all the digital lenses don't really make any sense because you can crop it all in post anyway. I've also updated the little screen on the front. I didn't realize before that you could have it cropped down just to show the widescreen aspect of it, which I feel like should be the default setting of it anyway, because just showing you crop video just doesn't really look good, and I don't feel like that's a good idea. So yeah, that's done now, and that is much better for framing and making sure that everything is in the shot. That's the GoPro Hero 9 Black test done. Let's swap over to the iPhone. So here we are on the iPhone. We're using the front-facing camera because I want to have the preview screen. And I think the first thing I can see is that the stabilization is just not apparent. With the GoPro, it is super smooth. So that's something I can see straight away from the preview. I love the fact that the screen is much bigger on the iPhone for the preview. The resolution is smaller though. We're not doing even 4K because it's the front camera. We're only shooting at 1080p, 60 frames a second though. It's definitely not as wide as the GoPro. I think that's also a big plus of the GoPro lenses. It's nice that it is wide and you can get more. And if the iPhone was wider, then it would give me more footage to stabilize in post if I was going to be doing that. One of the things which I pick up in footage when people are doing it, when other people are making videos, is I always try my best to look at the lens instead of the screen. And I know in the last test I did with the GoPro, I was looking at the screen the whole time, just kind of like keeping an eye on it and making sure that I was framed well. I didn't really look in the lens at all. So in this video, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm looking at the screen as opposed to in the camera, and it's going to really bug me in the edit because my eyes are going to be not looking in the lens. Kind of like when somebody's reading a teleprompter, they're not looking at the camera, and then when you're watching it, it feels like they're not looking at you, which is a little bit odd. On our final walk back, I've just updated the settings of the GoPro Hero Black to the 4K 60 wide version with Boost Hyper Smooth 3.0. So the frame rate now is going to be the same as the iPhone. The resolution is going to be boosted though, 4 times the amount, 4K versus the 1080p. So this is probably going to be a bit more comparable between the two. So this could potentially be the winner. I've got, in terms of watching the preview, I feel like this may be the preferred method, and it's nice, you've got the front screen, you can see what you're doing. It is a little bit small, but at the same time you don't need to see the details. It's more about making sure that when I'm doing hand things like this, that they are in the shot. This will be an interesting comparison to see. Of course, the iPhone XS Max, which I have, doesn't have 4K on the front. It's purely 1080p it can do on the front camera. So potentially, if the iPhone does seem like the better option, because the audio could be the kicker there, we may need to look at iPhones. Maybe pick up the 12 Pro, not the 12 Pro Max, because that's a little bit too big, but the 12 Pro could potentially be better if the front-facing camera does do 4K. So more research will need to be done into that. I think it's quite easy to see from this test that there is indeed a clear winner, and potentially it could be that when I did my initial test of the GoPro Hero Black 9, the settings may have not been at their most perfect. I'm mature enough to put my hands up and say that may be the case. However, that isn't just going to give the GoPro Hero 9 Black a free pass on it. I genuinely do feel like with the camera quality that we have on the back cameras on phones like this, that is infinitely better than what is on the front camera. So I kind of feel like at this point in time, having that kind of quality from a GoPro is not a huge amount to ask for, especially considering the size of the camera. You know, I get there's a screen on the front, there's a screen on the back, the lens is quite large, but, you know, between this and this does a hell of a lot more than this does. So I'd expect that this being a dedicated camera would, you know, just generally be better all around than this one. Now, I know that I'm saying that this is better than the iPhone. However, that was only on the front camera on the iPhone. On the back camera, the iPhone is better. For stabilization, however, field of view, and also in the end audio, after I played around with the settings there, the win does go to the GoPro Hero 9 Black. So I have changed my mind. I've taken this out of the bin, and for the time being, it's going to stay with me as a vloggy camera kit type of device. It's not going to be used all of the time, and there's going to be a lot of instances, I'm sure, where I'm going to prefer to use my mobile phone over the GoPro. Like if I want to record a clip straight away to put onto Instagram or onto Facebook, the process of getting it from the camera to the internet is much easier just doing it on the phone as opposed to shooting on the GoPro and then swapping across. It is a little bit of a reluctant decision though, to be honest with you. Like again, at the price point and the technology that we have in these days, I would expect this to be better and I'd expect to get more from it, but I guess maybe we're just not there yet. Either that or GoPro needs some more investment so they can get there a little bit faster. So part of me wants to say, hey everybody, go out and buy GoPros so then we can advance this technology faster. Whereas the other side of me is a little bit like, I feel like we already should be there, so don't buy their products until they get better. But I suppose you can't have one without the other. Oh well. So yeah, in this amazing flip turn of events, the GoPro Hero 9 is staying in its nice little casey thing. I do need to do more of a proper look at the Max, the 360 GoPro. I'm looking forward to having a bit of a play around with that, and I've got some ideas for what content we can do with that too. Exciting stuff. Thank you very much for watching as always. Remember, carry on calling your hits. Let me know in the comments as well what you think about this too. I'll be very interested to see what your version reaction is to this video, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys.